David Lancaster, we have came to Piedmont Dragway for a second time under the Southeast Gassers Association Professional Drag Racing Series, and the last time we was here, what an exciting show it turned out to be.
It did. I tell you, we had some great passes out here. Had me on the edge of my seat while I was on the mic up there. I know that that kind of performance is going to be replicated here today, most likely.
No doubt about it. You know, one of the rounds that comes so clear to my memory is that one of Donovan and Gary Klein, and I mean center line to guardrail with Donovan finally inching the win out right at the last second. But that's just typical of A-gas competition. But what may not be so typical of A-gas competition is the fact that we have got a three-way tie, the top three in A-gas right now, with Kenneth Phillips, number 4, only one round behind. Talk about a race that's going to be pivotal in the points. That is this one.
It sure is. And Kenneth Phillips went out in first round in Etheridge, Tennessee at US 43 Dragway. So, you know, if he doesn't go out in first round, which is very uncommon for Kenneth, you know, we're looking at a 4-way tie. But this is what Quayne Stott has built this association for, is for parity, heads up, hard racing. Hey, if you lose first round, you go into the trailer.
Yeah, there's no buybacks in the Southeast Gassers Association. This is definitely professional drag racing, and if you lose like a professional, means you go load that stuff up and head to the next race.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on. I mean, Todd Oden is right there at the top of A-Gas, as well as Steve Davis, who this is a hometown race for Steve Davis, this out of Monroe, North Carolina. And you throw Kenneth Phillips in there with that swamp monster Alan Galden in the middle right there. That is going to be some hot action. And we've got equally as hot action in Superstock. A little less cars in Superstock, but the action is still hot with Mark Hackett leading the points, but Peffley is right there tied with him.
And Tim Bailey, B-Gas, leading the points. Then you got Leslie Horn, C-Gas, leading the points. And Tim Bailey and Leslie, they both have a comfortable lead, but that doesn't mean that it's over.
Yeah, these guys definitely going to show up. They're going to go for the number one qualifier. They're going to go for every round win they can. The Stud Ruffin is running on mean right now, and he is definitely the guy with a target on his back. But Tim Hall is here today. He is through with his military assignment where he missed in our Tennessee race, right. But he is back here today, and I see him as somebody in that C-Gas could really stir it up along with our 2017 champ Todd Oden.
Oh, absolutely, that can happen. And, you know, and to that end, Tim Hall, if there is one excuse to miss a drag race, then serving our nation's military would be the one excuse I would use. So with that being said, David, I'm ready to get to racing. I know the atmosphere and the crowd here is ready for racing. Let's get to it.
It's going to be a great one. We've had fireworks all week. Now we're going to have some fireworks on the racetrack.
America, celebrations, here it comes.
C-Gas round 1, there's that 49 Studebaker of the troublemaker, Rick Cathcart. Going to get all he wants here, the big double X 58 Delray of Todd Oden out of Leeds, Alabama. 8-9 matchup right here. These two cars didn't qualify as well on this hot racetrack today as they normally do, making traction at the premium. Wide load Delray, boy, he sits it down in the rear end, and color him gone. Todd Oden is the winner right here, and you can see the launch right there. Todd Oden from start to finish right there. It is too much for Rick Cathcart. The hookey wagon of Jimmy Huff and George Miller in the Falcon Crazy. Miller out of Indiana with that Sam Jones Racing engine underneath the hood. One-way heads on there. And Jimmy Huff out of Loganville, Georgia. There you see Logan Horn helping him out with gas, and all the gas money gang for Jimmy Huff on the back of that wagon. Jimmy giving him a good run right here. Let's see who it's going to be. And George Miller pulls it out right there in a battle of the Fords. And Miller taking that Falcon Crazy to the next round by a narrow margin of victory. Billy Edwards right there, the Thunder Road 1955 Chevy, going to take on the other 55 Chevy of Ronnie Lineberger, the Bowtie Buzzer. And Ronnie Lineberger turns on that red light. Hate to see that as his first race back with us. Ronnie Macon and Ronnie out of Denver, North Carolina, just turns on that red light a little too soon. The 56 Chevy of Flower Power Cynthia Phillips going to be in the left lane. The right lane is going to be the dark horse of Doug Capps out of Knoxville, Tennessee. There you see that high tower transmission on the back right there for Doug Capps. And Cynthia Phillips leaves uncharacteristically early and she is going to turn on the red light. There you see Tom in the background. He is not too happy with that, as he knows his driver was trying to get up on the wheel. The Battle of the Halls right here. Ron Hall making his debut with us in the homegrown 57 that you've seen before, campaigned by his son, Zach Hall, and Tim Hall in the right lane in that Rambler. Man, he just clicks off another round win. Good to see Tim back with us after he has missed a race or two. I think just one race due to his military commitment. The pucker time of Ben Helms, Waxhaw, North Carolina, is going to take on the Inland, South Carolina runner of Josh Pruitt, the young blood, in that 63 Ford Fairlane. Goes in and double bulbs him. A little bit of gamesmanship right here. Josh has to get in quick before he gets timed out. Josh gets the break. Let's see if Ben Helms can come back around him on the big end. No, looks like that young blood horsepower, a little too much for him to overcome right there as Josh Pruitt pedals that thing down the racetrack for a round win. Herman Gehring going to be in the left lane, back with us in the second chance. Going to be in the left lane. Now he's going to be taking on the defending champ, Larry Noel, in the Crazy Horse, that 56 Chevy that hails out of Aiken, South Carolina. Both cars are in, good and launched by both cars. Larry Noel looks to have the advantage as you see him getting through the gears and the rear end braking every time. And Larry Noel takes a round victory right here in round number one, putting Herman Gehring on the trailer. B-Gas round number one. There's Todd Rosenberry out of Pennsylvania in the 2 Bumpy. Man, that is a car that I just love, that paint job. And Ernie Smith in Paula's Nightmare, a great qualifying effort right here for Ernie Smith, putting it in there to number 7 slot in this ultra-competitive B-Gas. Look at the wheels up for Todd Rosenberry. Man, that car got up in the air, and as he was up in the air, Ernie Smith took off, and he is gone. Ernie Smith's going to advance to the next round. Todd Rosenberry, just not enough this time. There's the Atomic Hillbilly of Todd Napier. And there's the bustin' loose Ray Fossil out of Dandridge, Tennessee. Beautiful race car right there, the bustin' loose car, that Barracuda. Trying to take out the Atomic Hillbilly. The Hillbilly gets a break on him right here, and I don't know if he's going to make it up. There's your winner, Todd Napier, as all he could do was try to make up the distance, and Ray Fossil just didn't have enough. Sean McLemore in the Foul Bird, going to be in the left lane, and Art Copeland in that beautiful 41 Studebaker in the right lane. He's got Kryptonite on the side of it. Don't know if it's going to be enough to take out McLemore here, but yeah, looks like McLemore's had some problems right there, and Art Copeland has got the Kryptonite here in round number one, and the Kryptonite will move on to round two, as Art Copeland, still a student driver, as he's got that tag on the back of the car. Kramer Rose right there going to be in the left lane. Got a tall order on his hands to take out the Smokin' Sam of Mike Blackwell. That Par Racing engine under the hood there for Smokin' Sam is definitely a mean beast. And there you see that horsepower applied in second gear as he's pulling the wheels off the ground and streaking on to round number two is the Smokin' Sam of Mike Blackwell. And that's going to be all for Kramer Rose today as he gets a visit to the trailer in that drifter car. Jason Roberts in the Carolina Moon in the left lane, and the Freebird of Jerry Birch going to be in the right lane right there. Birch Brothers Racing. That Freebird has visited victory lane probably more than any car that has ever competed here in the Southeast Gassers over the numbers of years that we've been running, as they've probably got 10 victories already in their books. Roberts gets in. He is a little late, and Jerry Birch always deadly on the tree as he just really drops the hammer right there on this race and puts it away early. Good looking shot right there as you see him get through the gears and go down the racetrack. Moving on to the next pair, Gary Smith and T.J. York, the Greenhorn Hillbilly of T.J. York versus the Chicken Bone. And there you see Bethany Smith helping her uncle as being his backup girl. Gary Smith and that Henry J. moves over toward the left on the hit. Man, that was a tough move right there. The Greenhorn Hillbilly streaking down the track, and T.J. York will move on. Look at the wheels get up for Gary Smith, the Leesville, South Carolina driver. No doubt is one of the biggest wheel standards we got, and a close margin of victory for T.J. York. Jeff Madden in the misleading going to take on the Undertaker, Rod Burdner out of Texas. Jeff Madden loves to do those 8th mile burnouts. Make sure he always tells his competitors he's going to do that so they don't sit there too long. And Jeff gets in there quick, gets the drop right here on Burdner. Pretty close race. Does Burdner have enough in that 55? No, he does not. Jeff Madden out of Charleston, South Carolina, going to move on to round number 2 in that Chevy 2. The Alley Cat 2 of Tim Bailey, our 2016 champ, going to take on Kelvin Cannon in the loose cannon, that 33 panel. And there you see Rocky Platt on the line with Kelvin Cannon, the Platt and Cannon racing team, working there in B-gas on the left-hand lane. Going to have a big order right here to take out Tim Bailey, and looks like something happened right there on the loose cannon. And Tim Bailey, our points leader, is going to make another round of racing in that 57 Corvette. The Alley Cat 2, there you see that death wobble that we always talk about with those front wheels. Looks like to be the culprit that grabbed Kelvin Cannon. Daniel Haynes in the left lane, and there's Michael Walters and Papa's Wild Willis in the right. Beautiful Mary Beth Haynes bringing her husband back with her 4th of July apparel on for the Patriot car out of Holly Springs, South Carolina. The Rayford, North Carolina runner, Michael Walters, too much in that Willis for this round, and Michael Walters moves on to round number 2 in that Perfection Concrete 41 Willis that he calls Papa's Wild Willis. A-Gas moving right along right here. Steve Davis in that Chevy 2 that he calls Spinny 2. Going to take on Sam Gable out of Atlanta, Georgia in the Moonshot 56 Chevy. There you see Danny and all the crew right there around that Steve Norwood prepared motor underneath the hood of that Spinny 2. Good wheels up lead by Sam Gable. And Steve Davis, man, just on a rail down that racetrack. Look how straight that car went. And Steve Davis, with that new Norwood horsepower, has moved on to round number 2 here in A-Gas competition. Next pair going to be Dean Jonas and Troy Leitner. Another 51 Henry J for Leitner. There you see a good shot on the in-car with Dean Jonas getting those straps pulled tight. Man, oh, he takes a hard turn to the left, Troy Leitner does. And Dean Jonas looks like his car is going good and straight. And Dean Jonas takes a round victory, as that car of Troy Leitner's was a handful on the line. Look at the margin of victory. You got to think that move to the left really hurt Leitner right there. Big matchup right here. The Slingshot, our winner of our last race, Todd Blackwell, in the left lane with that Scott Duggins horsepower, taking on the Gene Fulton prepared motor underneath the hood of Shannon Smith's 55 Pale Rider. Our defending champ is the Pale Rider in the right lane. This one's going to be a big one. Both cars leave, wheels up. Shannon going toward the wall and pulling it back. Who's it going to be at the stripe? Shannon Smith takes the win in the Pale Rider. And there you see something must have happened with the Slingshot down the racetrack, as the margin of victory was uncharacteristically big. Gabriel Burrell in that 31 Ford being brought up to the line by Kaylee Smith right there, one of our bugs. And he's going to be taking on Rob Walden out of Atlanta in that 33 Willis, replica of his dad's car. And Gabriel Burrell's going to take the victory right here over Rob, because Rob turned on that big red light. Unfortunately, looked like Rob rolled in deep, turned that light on quick. The Tasmanian Devil of Gary Klein, that 41 Willis, is going up against Ben Christopher. These guys have went it to battle many times in Southeast Gasser competition the last 2 years. And there you see Sandy Noel helping out Gary Klein, and Ben Christopher in that 48 Anglia tribute car to his father, called the Happy Days. Ben's had a lot of struggles with that car handling, but it looks like he got off the line good. Ben Christopher car going straight this round, and he makes it to round number 2. As you see, Gary Klein having a little bit of trouble in that horsepower under the hood for Ben Christopher.
Kenneth Phillips, brother, you know, you've not had such a good past couple of races. You started the season out on top, then you went to the back. But talk about an opportunity today. You got the top 3 tied in the points. You're setting number 4, only 1 round behind, and number 1 qualifier, and I've never seen the Corvette look better. Technically, you could pass 3 guys with 1 pass today.
That's the plan, to do that, and it is running good. I didn't come here with it running good, but it started running good, and I think, too. I think it's running the best it's run. It ain't running the numbers it's run, but it's running the best. And I come to win.
And if he's going to win today, there's the first man he has to take out. Welcome back to Tony Turner. After you saw that clutch explosion that he had up at Shadyside, he is back, got that car back together, and looking better than ever on the inside, and safer than ever as well. K&J Pools on the side right there for the Silver Streak number 2, as Kimberly Turner brings her man back into the beams and gets him ready to go and trying to knock out Kenneth Phillips. But, man, asleep at the wheel was Tony Turner. Kenneth Phillips gets a big jump off the line, and he takes it on to victory. Look at the wheels up for that 61 Corvette, and he is gone.
Todd Oden, you've had better days, brother. And, I mean, you've got sitting on the top of the A-Gas points right now. 3 guys tied on the top, as we was just talking to Kenneth Phillips, him 1 round behind. He's number 1 qualifier with a vengeance. You're sitting at the top, not in the best of shape I've ever seen you in.
No, I can't get off the line. I'm just lighting the tires up. My 60-foot is just dead. That Vincent horsepower, now going down the track, I've got all I can handle, but I can't get off the line. I'm just blowing the tires clean off of it.
And look at that smoky burnout. Mr. Lester holding on to the side there. They are trying their best to heat up those big Hoosier tires as he has to take on the frequent flyer of Alan Gaulden. A 8-9 matchup here in qualifying. This is something you could see in the final rounds right here. So this is a huge matchup. Both these guys tied for the points lead right here as they sit on the line ready to go. Who's it going to be? Good lead that time by Todd Oden. But, man, the horsepower in that Swamp Monster in the right lane is just too much right there. Todd, a little bit of shakedown load, and you can see that was just all that frequent flyer needed.
Barry Lynn, brother, you know, there's a lot of old sayings in drag racing, and I don't know that there's any one this particularly applies to you other than if you cut it, it must make it faster. Because here you are, number 2 qualifier, the highest qualifying position in your history with the Southeast Gassers Association and the A-Gas category. I'm here to tell you, brother, seeing you as dedicated as you, your wife, your family has been to the Southeast Gassers Association. Seeing you on that number 2 spot, especially after some of the things that's went on with you, having this car on the roof, I got to tell you, I'm very happy and pleased to see you in that position.
Well, I appreciate it. Quayne did not, everybody wants to know, did Quayne make you cut? No, he did not. He highly encouraged it for a long time.
Yeah.
But we had planned on cutting it after the wreck last year. Over the winter, we was busy fixing what we tore up and didn't get to cut it. So finally, we couldn't get it done. I talked to Quayne. We ended up doing it at his shop, which worked out pretty good. But we got it taken care of. I give him one of the pieces out of the quarter, come out of it. So he said he'd put that in a trophy case.
And this is the last pair in round number 1 of A-Gas. Zach Hall out of Bluntville, Tennessee, in his newly prepared car this year. He out of Hall's Chassis Engineering. Him and his dad built that car themselves. Ron Pope Motorsports on the back helping him. Gonna be getting Barry Lynn right here, and he better be on his P's and Q's as this par horsepower underneath the hood of this little red wagon is running on mean right now, and Barry Lynn got that car doing well. He's been experiencing a little death wobble, has Lynn, but he grabs second gear, pulls those front wheels off the ground, and it doesn't seem to affect it too much. There's that death wobble. He grabs it in another gear, and he is gone. Zach Hall will have to live to fight another day because Barry Lynn just getting that big red wagon down the track, and look at the margin of victory. Moving into the second round, there's our number 1 qualifier. Billy Edwards going to take on George Miller in a battle of the orange cars right here. A couple of different little shades of orange, but that big 55 is running on mean this weekend. Thunder Road Chevy. It is for sale, folks, if you're looking for a car to go straight to the top of Southeast Gasser competition and be a legal car approved by Quayne Stott. There you go. One-Way Technologies over there on the other side with that Sam Jones motor under the hood. Let's see if George Miller can slay the giant right here, which is Billy Edwards. Oh, George Miller tried. He knew he had to get all he could on the line. Turned on the big red light, and red is dead. And Billy Edwards will move on to round number 3 with a gift right here from George Miller. And there you see it from that angle. Billy Edwards pulling the wheels up in second gear and almost getting them off the ground in third gear in a car that weighs 10 pounds per cubic inch. That is impressive. Doug Capps, Knoxville, Tennessee, in the dark horse. Gonna run the Scalded Dog of Tim Hall out of Abbeville, South Carolina. Abbeville, South Carolina is home to Tim Hall, the war veteran and a school teacher who, don't be fooled, he is not just your normal little school teacher. He knows a lot about automotives and a lot about racing. And Tim Hall is going to be tough to beat right here. Doug Capps going to give him all he can in that beautiful 65 coupe. And he calls the dark horse. A winner in C-Gas competition a couple of 3 times, I think, already is Doug Capps in his career here with the Southeast Gassers. Taking his time getting into the pre-stage. Let's see who's going to go in. Hall will go into the stage first. There we go, guys. Good lead by both cars. Wheels in the air for Tim Hall. That Rambler looks good. So does the Mustang. Who's it going to be at the stripe? Tim Hall, the Abbeville, South Carolina runner. Maybe didn't get the best start. Maybe a little late there on the light, but that horsepower underneath the hood pulled him through to victory. And there you see the margin. Josh Pruitt, the young blood, going to take on the crazy horse right here, Larry Noel. Love that paint job on Larry Noel's car with that lace, man. That is beautiful. Josh bringing that car back slowly, making sure that he's in the tracks that he needs to be in. And his aunt, Debbie Ison, right out front, making sure that happens under the watchful eye of crew chief Billy Ison behind the car. Sandy Noel helping her husband. Got her on the side as the trainer, so training that horse is Sandy Noel. He rolls in deep. Larry Noel rolls in deep for some reason. Deep stages. I don't know if that's going to help him here or not. Josh Pruitt trying to get down the racetrack, and he takes the win. And you see his aunt very happy over that. Don't know why Larry rolled in deep, but he turned off the pre-stage bulb and was in deep. And don't know if that cost him any or not, but there was the margin of victory. Todd Oden right there with his dad Lester beside him in a familiar spot, burning up those Hoosiers, getting them ready. He's doing a little dry hop right there. You heard him mention earlier in the video how they weren't getting great traction, so trying to do that with those Hoosiers. His wife Gina bringing him back in his tracks. He's got a tall order to take on the stud muffin of Leslie Horn, who actually is the number 1 qualifier here today. I misspoke. Leslie was number 1 qualifier, and Billy was the number 2 qualifier in that Thunder Road car. So both cars now are staged up, trying to get to round number 3 of competition right here in C-Gas. There's the wide load. It sits down in the back, but looking like Leslie Horn has streaked away in the stud muffin, and he has. Leslie Horn moves to round number 3 in that 62 wagon, and that is a major hurdle as Leslie Horn goes another round in his quest to be the C-Gas champ. 19 cars in competition in B-Gas today. Going to be 5 rounds to decide a winner. And we are in round number 2 right here as Jerry Birch with the Blue Sky Wholesale on the back right there is going to try to take out this student driver of Art Copeland. I love that tag back there. Art Copeland's first year. He said, I'm still a student driver, but he's got a beautiful 41 Studebaker that he rolled in deep with. He turned on that red light as well, and that gives the win right over to Jerry Birch. The student driver turning on that red light will give him a pass this time as he is still continuing his education here in B-Gas competition. And running the Birch brothers is always a tall order. Number 1 qualifier, Doug Dobbins in the Medicine Man, going to take on the Atomic Hillbilly of Todd Napier. This is a big round right here because Todd Napier has been running well and his program continues to improve. And Doug Dobbins, the number 1 qualifier with a great race car himself, doesn't want to get fooled right here into a trap and get tangled up and let Todd Napier knock him out as he is trying to win this race today for sure. The Campobello, South Carolina driver in the right lane, Oliver Springs, Tennessee in the left. Let's see who it's going to be. Big advantage for Napier off the line. He lifts the car up in 2nd and 3rd gear. Doug Dobbins going straight as a string down the racetrack, and Dobbins takes the win right there. Wheels up for Dobbins in the lead, and he keeps him down in 2nd and 3rd gear and gets that race car on to round number 3 as he's our number 1 qualifier today. And there you see the Perfection Concrete margin of victory. Michael Walters in the left lane. in that Papa's Wild Willis. Going to take on the Scenic Tool and Stamping sponsored Smoking Sam on Mike Blackwell out of Campobella, South Carolina, in the right lane. There you see Jenny Moses bringing up Michael Walters to the line. Smoking Sam taking his time, getting dead in his tracks for the maximum leave grip on those big Hoosiers. They light the bulb at just about the same time. Man, Walters gets a big break from the start right here. Does Blackwell have enough of that power horsepower to come back around on the big end? Yes, he does. Mike Blackwell a little late on the line, but big horsepower underneath the hood that drives him to victory here in round number 2. And there you see that Perfection Concrete margin of victory, just a car length. TJ York in the Greenhorn Hillbilly going to take on Jeff Madden right here in the Misleading out of Charleston, South Carolina. These two guys, good friends and great competitors as you see them bring the cars to the line to get ready. Elizabeth Noel going to help TJ York in the Greenhorn Hillbilly. Steve Bright always on hand to help the Misleading of Jeff Madden. Both cars leave, good leave. TJ York goes toward the center line a little bit. Jeff Madden getting through the gears. Good race. Looks like something happened down track for TJ York. And Jeff Madden moves on to victory. As you see that 55 kind of nose over about three-quarter track. And Jeff Madden takes the win. Current points leader Tim Bailey going to take on Ernie Smith in that Priority Heating and Air Paula's Nightmare race car that will be in the right lane. The four-door Chevy 2 with Ford horsepower underneath the hood provided by Jimmy Huff. That is Ernie Smith driving Paula's Nightmare. The Tim Treadwell horsepower underneath the hood of the Alley Cat, the 57 Corvette right there in the left lane. Tim Bailey leading the points, looking to go another round right here, but Ernie Smith dead set to cut him down right here. And there's the lead. Ernie Smith, pretty good lead. Got that Wings Etc. car flying down the racetrack, but the claws of the Alley Cat have took out another victim as Ernie Smith falls prey to the Alley Cat's claws right here in round number 2. Back into the kings of the sport here. The Pale Rider, our defending champ, Shannon Smith out of Landrum, South Carolina. Going to take on Dean Jonas in the Agent Orange right there coming at you out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. And this right here is a big matchup. The Pale Rider had some scrapes with the wall. This year he's had some troubles getting that car dialed in after some wholesale changes in the offseason. And Dean Jonas still trying to dial in some things with his transmission here in that Agent Orange car. But that car has been running really well consistently in the top 5 of our A-gas category. This is a good race. Shannon Smith pulling him up in second gear, and the Pale Rider takes the victory right here over Dean Jonas in the Agent Orange car. Look at those cars race down the racetrack. What a race that was, and there's your margin of victory, less than a car length.
Shannon Smith, the day may not have started out the best, but it seems to be turning into a pretty good one. That's 2 cars on the trailer, and looks like you may have this thing ironed out.
It's working a lot better than it has been, I promise you that, but we're still trying to get our hands all around it.
Well, all I can say is you've had a couple of quite challenging races. Maybe this will be the one that gets you back in the top.
I hope so.
Barry Lynn and Gabriel Burrow getting ready to get it on. There's a great shot of that 31 Ford that Burrow built over the winter. Just a great race car. Been performing really well here in the early stages of the season in the first half. Barry Lynn, we've documented how well he's running this weekend. Number 2 qualifier. And there again, there's Kaylee Smith helping out Gabriel Burrow. And Christy Burchett helping Barry Lynn in the right lane. These ladies making some serious laps up and down the track, just like our drivers do. Barry Lynn getting in there here. Oh, Gabriel Burrow just tattoos him on the line. And Barry Lynn trying to catch up, and he's not going to be able to do it. That Jimmy Huff horsepower underneath the hood for Gabriel Burrow. And, man, he was quick on that left foot and did a great job, and Gabriel Burrow moves on.
Gabriel Burrow, brother, I've said it before. If the car ain't winning, just put a hole shot on him. I understand you put him on a good hole shot on him, putting number 2 qualifier on the trailer.
Done a good job there. I was tickled. I pulled third gear and looked back, and I couldn't see him. I started grinning, so.
usually about that time you're in third gear and ain't in sight, you know that it's over.
I figured I had a good shot at it still.
Another great matchup on the line right here. Steve Davis out of Monroe, North Carolina, is going to take on Ben Christopher, who hails from Bowling Springs, South Carolina. The 48 Anglia and the Chevy 2 are going to get it on right here. Steve Davis with a new power plant underneath the hood. Steve Norwood, the engine builder there, and Scott Duggan's horsepower out of Parr Racing Engines in Spartanburg, South Carolina, providing the power for Ben Christopher in that Anglia. And Ben, the number 3 qualifier here today. There you see that Spinny 2 on the back of Steve Davis's car, CNC tooled. And that car leaves. This is a good drag race right here, folks. A-gas at its best. And Steve Davis takes the victory. Glad we got the lights down there to tell us who the winner is, because that was a great drag race. The margin of victory you see right here on the Perfection Concrete finish line cam, just a half a car length right there.
Steve Davis, brother, you know, if you can't outrun them on power, just leave them on the tree. That kind of seems to be what's going on today. Good job.
Thank you, sir. I knew he was going to be pretty tough, and I had to get up on my game, which I should do that with everybody out here, because all are tough, man. And we had a good pass that time, so we'll keep trying it. Mitch, thank you very much.
Alan Golden, brother, you know, it's one of them things, if there's any concern about outrunning somebody such as Kenneth Phillips, you know, he was on a tear today, but apparently something got him spooked. He didn't even show up.
Man, I hate that my competitor broke. He's a great competitor. He causes me to step up my game. You know, I hate to see him that, you know, broke. It could have happened to any one of us, but, I mean, I'm glad we got the round win, but we're struggling with this car, too.
Great shot of one of our young fans here at Piedmont Dragway, a staple of door slammer racing. And right now, Jerry Birch, our number 2 qualifier, is going to receive a bye run because we got 19 cars entered today. There were 3 byes on the ladder. And he's going to run it through. Looks like he's going to make an ET run for lane choice for the next round. And there you see him get through there. Jeff Madden is going to be up next on the left lane. And Doug Dobbins, our number 1 qualifier, going to be in the right lane. This one, again, Dobbins is going to have to go through a tough car right here if he's going to advance to the 4th round of competition, as it's going to take 5 to win it all today in B-Gas here at Piedmont Dragway. Perfection Concrete doing a great job out here today with our event sponsorship. There you see Steve Davis getting Jeff Madden lined up, and Medicine Man taking his time and getting up to the pre-stage as he goes in now. Good shot of the racetrack and our fans right there sitting out here in this hot heat today. We appreciate them. Jeff Madden taking a left turn off the line. Doug Dobbins keeping that car straight and true, and he wins this round of competition right here. Just that little bobble by Madden could have been enough to propel Dobbins to the next round.
Doug Dobbins, brother, you've not had the best season so far. The last race you contested, you had some rear end issues with this thing. Then you set out a race just to kind of regroup. Certainly good to see you back in winning ways.
Thank you. I think we fixed everything that kept breaking. We've done the 4 races. We qualified number 1 4 times. And then get a bye in the first round and a ladder bar comes out of the frame. You've been racing a long time. You ever seen that?
Ironically, I've seen it at the last race. One of the C-Gas cars, one of the McLemore brothers, had ripped one out. But that would be the first yours and the second his that I've ever seen.
But I think we got it. You know, we buy the best parts we can get and do what we know how to do, and it just sometimes it just ain't your day.
Smoking Sam Mike Blackwell going to stay in that right lane where he has been all day long, and he's going to take on Tim Bailey in that 57 Corvette, the Alley Cat. And kind of conversely, the Alley Cat loves that left lane today, it seems. There you see that rosin up there on the line. These 4-speed cars are really jerking the racetrack rubber up right there on the line, and that rosin really helps us. So good matchup right here as Tim Bailey, the current points leader, looking to go another round. He's got his hands full right here, and he better get all he can get. And he does. Folks, he just tattoos him on the line right there. Looks like the trunk's coming up for Tim Bailey, and Tim Bailey goes to victory as you saw the trunk lid come up on that car. Mike Blackwell might have missed a shift or something as that car was laid on the line, and the margin of victory shows.
Tim Bailey, brother, you know, you've had one championship with the Southeast Gassers Association back in 2016. You've been up, down, win, lose, but so far this year, you've got the championship lead in B-Gas, and I might say you got a fairly nice little pad behind you.
Well, it's never enough for these guys. I mean, you go up there thinking it isn't. You know, there's no pushovers out there. You get your butt handed to you by somebody that you wouldn't think it. So can't take any of them for granted.
No, you can, and there's no doubt. You know, these things can sneak up and happen, but just going back to the fact that, you know, anybody that was even close to you here today is basically already out. You have got a nice points lead. You've got about a 6-round lead over your closest guys out there, I think, right now. So that's a pretty comfortable lead. So you've got a little bit of room for a mess-up, maybe.
Number 1 qualifier, Mark Hackett, right there in that 65 Mercury Comet Caliente. He's got a bye run right here by being virtue of being the number 1 qualifier in that car on those specially designed Hoosier slicks. Really digging down the racetrack right there. You see almost pulling up gears in a super stock car, getting down the racetrack in second gear. There's the battle of the Peffleys right here, the 4-speed stampede of Roberts and the Grumpy Bee of Dallas in the left lane. There's Papa Smurf, Dallas Peffley in the left lane. Going to try to knock off his son right here. These guys drove all the way out here from Indiana for this competition today, as they are the stalwarts. And Robert has been on a tear here lately after Mark won the first 2 races, Mark Hackett that is. He has won the next few, and he wins another round of competition right here as he takes out his dad, the old Grumpy Bee, Papa Smurf, in the left lane. Perfection Concrete bringing you the next round here of C-Gas. That's going to be our semifinals. Billy Edwards in the left lane, the number 2 qualifier, and Tim Hall in the right lane. Tim Hall already won on tour this year with us, and that Rambler, when it shows up, it is one to be reckoned with. And Billy Edwards right here in the Thunder Road, there you see for sale on the back of that one, as he is trying to get rid of it for some reason. And man, what a start by both drivers. These 2 cars going down the track, and Billy Edwards is the winner, so saith the light at the end. Look at the leave right here of these cars, and man, Tim Hall gave him all he wanted right there, but that Chevy horsepower underneath that Thunder Road was just too much. The young blood Josh Pruitt coming at you right there against the number 1 qualifier and current points leader, Leslie Horn. There you see Robbins Repairables on the front fender well right there, a new sponsor that Leslie has picked up. Robbins Repairables out of Mooresville, North Carolina, on that 62 wagon. Then with that Gene Fulton horsepower underneath the hood right there. The young blood going to try to knock off the current points leader right here, and you got to know this is a big round. Oh, Leslie Horn. There you see Debbie Ison, much happiness out of her. Leslie Horn unfortunately turns on the red light, and Josh Pruitt will go another round.
Josh, brother, it's been a while since we got to talk to you. Good to talk again.
Yeah, good to talk. Good to be back. We had good luck this year, but glad to be here.
Well, what's been going on? I know it's the first race of the season, y'all had lost an engine, or you had some engine problems that played into like the second and third races maybe. So now you've got a whole lot of ground to make up, and no better way to do it than to put the number 1 points leader on the trailer.
Yeah, well, he gave me that one, but I know he didn't want to give it to me, but it is what it is. Just trying to have a little fun.
Well, I don't assume you bought it from him,
No.
and I don't assume he owed it to you. So the fact is you won fair and square. Don't matter how.
Yeah, Les was a quick car, but I'd rather beat him fair and square, but a win's a win. I'll take it.
Semi-final action right here. Jerry Birch going to take on Doug Dobbins. Dobbins the number 1 qualifier. The Freebird of Jerry Birch is the number 2 qualifier. And, man, this is going to be a big matchup to see who gets to the finals. Just the way it should be, though. The cream rises to the top in the Southeast Gassers. And these guys running late in the day is the way that it should be. There you see Joey Birch, the brother of Jerry, behind there in his Purple Haze Freebird shirt, looking on for his brother. Doug Dobbins having a little trouble getting in there. Don't know what's going on. somehow Dobbins just goes through, and there you see Joey Birch raising his arms as he knows that the Freebird is going to the finals. Doug Dobbins don't know what happened right there. Maybe the air gap got messed up or something on the clutch. It pulled him through, but the red light turned on for Dobbins, and Jerry Birch moves on.
Jerry Birch, you boys, the Purple Haze team, you know, you have climbed your way to another final round here in the Southeast Gassers Association. Good day for you.
It's been a good one. We may have some transmission issues, but we know how to get around that. We really need this one against Tim. Need to have a repeat performance from last race.
That's right. You know, Tim has got a pretty healthy lead in the big gas points, but, you know, I've seen you guys come from behind before, so y'all have always been able to do some pretty amazing things, you and Brother Joey.
That's right. That's our plan. We got to run the table to catch him.
Tim Bailey going to be on a bye run. Again, an odd number of cars here. He's the number 4 qualifier in the bottom half of the bracket, so he's going to get a bye run, and it looks like Bailey is just going to take the green light and back his car out and save the motor, as he is already into the finals, so he will just back it out. A-Gas semifinals, there's Shannon Smith in the Pale Rider. That 1955 Chevy will be in the left lane, and the 61 Corvette, the frequent flyer of Alan Gaulden, is going to be in the right lane. Gaulden, behind the wheel of that Swamp Monster, has had a great day, and that car continues to run on mean. Shannon Smith going to be making a great comeback this race. I mean, they hadn't been with us. He missed a race. He's got that car straightened out after that little brush with the wall that he had, and this car already into the semifinals where you expect it to be. As the daylight turns to dusk, the cream comes to the top and the lights are coming on here at Piedmont Dragway. Shannon Smith pulls into the beams. Gotta love the being here at Piedmont Dragway where there's so much door slammer history right here, and we're gonna make some more today with the Southeast Gassers. And this pair right here is going to be a good one. Don't know who's going to go in first. A little cat and mouse going on the line here. Nobody wanting to go in. Finally, Gaulden goes in first. The champ Smith says, I'm going to make you go in. And there's the lead. Shannon Smith in the air. Gaulden pulls it up in second and third gear. And who's it going to be? Alan Gaulden in that big Swamp Monster with that power racing engine under the hood. Look at that horsepower in third gear. Get those wheels off the ground. And that's what it took to knock out Shannon Smith here today, our defending champ. And look, only by the narrowest of margins. There's Gabriel Burrow loving that left-hand lane today as he has moved Steve Davis, who also loves that left lane, over to the right. So Gabriel Burrow a little bit more comfortable in that left lane in that 31 Ford. There you see Jackson's towing on the side right there, helping the Columbus, North Carolina driver get his bills paid so he can get to races. Jimmy Huff horsepower underneath the hood there for Gabriel Burrow. And there's Steve Davis with his beautiful wife bringing him up to the line. He's got that Norwood horsepower under the hood this weekend. And look at the lead by both cars. This is a great drag race, folks. Who's it going to be at the stripe? Gabriel Burrow with a big W right there. And I mean, that was a big win. There you see his mom, Pam, his dad, David Burrow, awfully pleased with their son's performance right there and knocking off Steve Davis in that Spinny 2. And look at that, Perfection Concrete margin of victory.
Gabriel Burrow, the sign of the yours today is win on hole shot, putting Steve Davis number 1 technically in the points because him and 2 other guys were tied coming here. You know, Slouch, I think you were in number 5. That gives you an opportunity to move up just a little bit and pass Kenneth Phillips, I do believe.
Yeah, we're just going to try to get this one more and go home happy.
Well, this could be your first win in the Southeast Gassers Association, and I know nobody would rather have it more than you, so all you've got is one fast Corvette in the way.
We'll give him all we got.
Bringing you some AFX action right here, not Southeast Gasser legal cars, but these are AFX cars, and these are both the cars replicas of what the Platt brothers campaigned in the 60s. The Dixie Twister of Houston Platt, driven by his son Rocky behind the wheel with that big, long, smoky burnout. And Hubert Platt's Georgia Shaker in the left lane, driven by his son Alan Platt. That's right, first cousins on the line right here. So a little family bragging rights coming to be given out right here, and it looks like that Ford is going to take the win, and Alan Platt did that. Alan had to take out Todd Wimberly to get here, and the Dixie Twister of Rocky Platt had to knock out Robert Frazier in that black and blue Barracuda, as we had 4 cars here today running in the AFX.
Alan Platt making old Dad Hubert proud today, you know, kicking his brother and cousin, old cousin Rocky. Good job, brother. Look like y'all just having a lot of fun out here.
Yes, sir. I'm having the time of my life. Time of my life, man. I had to put it down through there, that run. Rocky's been strong all day.
Well, they no doubt. I had his run before. You know, he had a good run. He's put his opponents on the trailer, and I didn't know how exactly this was shaping up, but he told me that you and he were the fastest cars, and it's all about Hubert and Houston Platt today, and so that still stands true, but it sure is fun to see you two cousins duke it out.
Thank you, man. We're having the time of our life. I mean, it's just the greatest. It absolutely is the greatest, and I couldn't be any happier, man, to put the Falcon in winter circle for our first time we have 4 AFX cars out here. I'm just happy as I could be, man.
Well, it's turning into a really neat show, Alan. That it is. And as I said, for the Platts to headline it, that's just the way it ought to be.
Thank you, man. I sure appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Robert Peffley, 65 Plymouth station wagon, big 426 wedge engine in this thing, 4-speed, taking on this Ford of Mark Hackett over here. 2 races in a row. Currently tied in the points. Hoosier-sponsored Superstock category in the Southeast Gassers Association. I mean, I want to say this could be pivotal, but the only thing you can gain here is maybe 1 round. From my viewpoint, it looks like this is possibly going to go on all year long.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a back and forth all year. It has been so far. I mean, even today it's been back and forth with the qualifying. He puts up a good number. We put up a good number. So it's anybody's game today. I mean, the weather isn't helping us any. It's hot, it's greasy. So the Hoosier Tire's doing a great job for both of us. So it's going to be a drag race.
Mark Hackett just catching a word with Robert Peffley over there. You guys are back and forth in this Superstock deal. Currently, you're leading the points. The most he can do is basically you're leading because you got there first. You're actually tied.
Yep.
The most he can do is gain 1 round on you if he wins. As I said, from my viewpoint, looks like this is going to go on all year long.
It is. We're not giving up. We're going to work hard every time we come to the racetrack. If the driver has enough talent to hold out. But I can tell you tonight the fans probably need to get them some popcorn, a cold beverage, and sit down because it's going to be a show.
Here we are with the Superstock Finals. Both these drivers are the only guys to win in Superstock competition this year. Mark Hackett won the first couple of races we had, and then the next 2 has went to Robert Peffley, in the 4-speed Stampede, and this will be a tiebreaker of sorts to see who will go out of here with the points lead here in Superstock today, as they are both tied right now atop our standings. Good lead by both cars. You see those little narrow Hoosiers specifically made for the Southeast Gassers, and it looks like that big Mopar horsepower underneath the hood for Robert Peffley is going to propel him on to the 3rd win of the year in that 4-speed Stampede. Mark Hackett giving it everything he can, that Lebanon, Tennessee runner in that Caliente, trying to represent for Ford, but just too much under the hood for Robert Peffley as he takes the victory here today at Piedmont Dragway.
Robert Peffley, brother, the job is done ×2. You put the Ford on the trailer at the last race at Etheridge, Tennessee. You've done it 2 in a row here in Piedmont, North Carolina today. Good job.
Thank you. Mark's a tough customer. We're back and forth all day. The last pass, he had lane choice, like a good margin. Car fell off a little bit last pass. He went back through the kitchen sink at it, made a small change, paid off in the final. Mark's no slouch.
Robert Peffley, congratulations. 3 in a row for this 4-speed Stampede. Man, you are running on mean in this Superstock class.
We're just trying to be consistent. I'm telling you, Mark ain't making it easy on us, and consistency is getting us there.
Well, today you took the points lead from Mark because you guys came in here tied, so that's another big feather in your cap right now as we move back to your hometown.
Yeah, we wanted to go to our hometown with the points lead. He ain't far behind. He's only 1 round out from us, so we got to keep this momentum going. And with these Hoosier tires from this class, it ain't going to be hard to do.
Yeah, you guys were really hooking good on a really hot track today. I was noticing that, and that's really hard on these small tires.
It is. The small tire makes it a challenge for us in Superstock. We got big cars and small tires, and the Hoosier that they made for us is just fantastic. It hooks on a tight track, it hooks on a greasy track, and we really love it.
Well, I tell you what, great job today. Congratulations. Third win in a row right here in the Superstock division. Your Superstock winner today, Mr. Robert Peffley. C-Gas Finals. There's the Youngblood Josh Pruitt versus the wily veteran in Billy Edwards in that Thunder Road. And Billy Edwards has got a good car today, and Josh Pruitt coming back strong after having some motor problems earlier in the year. You got to know that they're happy with that performance of that Youngblood motor and the car today and the driver as well. But Billy Edwards, we expected to see this kind of performance out of Billy all year long. We've seen glimpses of it, and he's struggled with some transmission problems, but now he's got everything together, it seems, here today at Piedmont Dragway, as Josh Pruitt knows he's going to have to drop that clutch really quick to get the brake on Billy Edwards, because there's a lot of horsepower under the hood of that Thunder Road at 292. Josh Pruitt gets a good start. So does Billy Edwards have enough to come back around him? It looks like Josh Pruitt had some problems down track, and Billy Edwards will take his first victory of the year today. And there you see some smoke coming out of the headers for that Youngblood, and that might have spelled the kiss of death for that Youngblood car as Billy Edwards gets his first win today in 2019.
Billy Edward, buddy, it's been a race or two, but hey, good job on the win. You're back in the finals. You've won the race. You know, it doesn't matter how. You were just telling me that you didn't have the best reaction time of the day in the final round, but you had the horsepower to pull it off.
That's it. Now it's about time. I'm due for one. I got lucky.
Well, as we were just saying, you know, luck is better than skill any day of the week, because skill will fall off, but luck never does as long as it's on your side.
Hey, it's on my side today. It was on my side. I lucked up and won this one. But, I needed it. I got it.
Billy Edwards, congratulations on your C-Gas win today. It has been a long time coming for you, hasn't it, Billy?
It has. It has. It's been a while. It's been a while since I was in the winner's circle. It has.
I know you put a lot of work in the off season on this race car to bring it up to the performance that it has been, and man, it really performed well for you today.
Yeah, I've been waiting on the transmission for 7.5 weeks, and I finally got it, so the car's ready. Yep, that's what I needed, and that completed the car, so you see what the car will do.
And what it will do is set the world on fire. I mean, you were turning some great numbers today. We can't talk about those here, but man, the performance was really there from the time you rolled it off the trailer to the finals.
Yeah, the car really done good. The car is a good car.
It sure is. The Thunder Road car, just a beautiful race car. Great creation by you. Congratulations to you, Billy. You and your wife, we really appreciate y'all being part of the Southeast Gassers. Today's winner in C-Gas, Mr. Billy Edwards. It's been a 5-round battle right here, and the 5th round is at the line in our finals today. Tim Bailey, the number 4 qualifier and current points leader in the Alley Cat 2, going to stay in that left lane, and he's going to take on the Freebird and Jerry Birch, the number 2 qualifier, and a guy who has won 10 times in the Southeast Gassers since he started racing with us over 3 years ago. That Freebird has visited victory lane more than any car that I know of in competition. This is going to be a good one. See who's going to go in first right here as Tim Bailey. Oh, Tim spins real hard, goes to the left a little bit, and Jerry Birch takes off, and man, that car tracking straight. He's going to take the win here today. There you see the handshakes for all the Birch brothers going around, but Tim Bailey having a little problems on the line, looked like, and that was all that the Freebird needed as that car was streaking down the racetrack.
Jerry Birch, brother, you're back in the finals, but better than that, you're back winning B-Gas categories in the Southeast Gassers competition. You guys are just pretty cool.
Appreciate it, Mitch. We've been trying hard, man, putting many hours in, and it come together. So appreciate it.
Well, as you know, you just took out Tim Bailey, and he was a points leader with a pretty healthy margin today. He's got about a 5-round pad. So what you done there was really something worth talking about.
Yeah, I had to do that. I mean, like I say, I got to run the table or match him. You know, last race we didn't gain any on him because we lost a qualifying round. So that race was kind of a push. So we gained some. So we got to do that the rest of the year.
Guys, Birch Brothers here in Victory Lane again. Guys, this is 2 wins in the last 3 races. And every time you guys have raced with us this year, it's been a final or a round appearance.
Pretty close. Yep.
You had a break. You had a break. Yep.
Ones we haven't broke yet, we've, been lucky enough to get in there with them.
Well, today wasn't much luck today. I mean, this car was running on mean today.
She was toting the mail. We've been putting hours in, so it's paid off.
And Joey Birch, I got to say to you, you told me this is win number 11 cumulatively in the Southeast Gassers. This is the 11th win for this car.
Since we've been running with the Southeast Gassers, this is number 11. Started in 2015, the last race 2015.
Well, I tell you what, this car just screams gasser, and the nostalgia that you guys have put into this, honoring your dad and everything you do, and I see you got that Spartanburg International Dragway shirt on.
Right here, this is where we grew up, Spartanburg Dragway. Yeah, this is from the last owner that owned Spartanburg Dragway right here. He dug it out and gave it to me and told me I had to wear it or I owed him $1,000, so I'm wearing it.
Well, to me, that's $1,000 T-shirt to me any day. Hey, guys, congratulations again.
Thanks,
great job, both of you. Your winner here today at Piedmont Dragway, the Birch Brothers and the Freebird. A-Gas Finals, Gabriel Burrow has clawed his way to the finals here today and looking for his first win in Southeast Gasser competition. And he's going to have a tall order in that Swamp Monster, Alan Gaulden. And Gaulden's going to stay in that right lane. Gabriel Burrow going to stay in that left lane that he's been favoring all day too. So both cars in the lanes that they like. So no excuses right here. This should be a great race. Jimmy Huff horsepower underneath the hood for Gabriel Burrow out of Columbus, North Carolina. And Scott Duggan's horsepower out of the Par Race engines is under the hood for the Frequent Flyer, that 61 Corvette that comes out of Florida. It's such a beautiful race car as well. Been in many finals, and here he is again at Piedmont Dragway. There you see the contingent on the line as the anticipation builds. David Burrow watching over his son, right alongside him, Billy Ison. And the action is getting ready to get hot right here as he's gone into stage. Gaulden taking his time to get in. Both cars leave. David Burrow chasing that car down the racetrack. And looks like, who's it going to be? Oh, Alan Gaulden knocks out Gabriel Burrow right here. And that Frequent Flyer, look at it bounce around as he grabs second gear as that car spun hard coming off the line. But that second and third gear rise out of the front wheels has really paid the difference.
Alan Gaulden, brother, good job. Another win. You know, it's just kind of getting old news with you guys, but I know it'll never be tiring news.
No, I'm glad we got this race done and won. It was tough. Every one of these guys is fast. I hate that my competitor broke, but I was glad to race Gabe in the final round, and I was glad Gabe took out Spiny because that guy's had my number.
Well, let me correct that for him, for you. That is Spinny, not Spiny. I called him Spiny one time, and I got fussed at.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. That guy's fast, though. He is fast.
Steve Davis is definitely a tough competitor. He's getting tougher, and I'm telling you, he has got his sights fixed on winning one or more of these races. So I'm going to tell you, the next time that you ever park beside him, make sure you got your A game with you.
Oh, yeah. I just thank God for this race today. I'm glad everybody was safe, and thank Dave, Phil, the car owner, and the crew chief helping out there. And we're working on it one round at a time.
Alan Gaulden, man, putting this big Frequent Flyer in the victory lane for the third time this year in 2019. And today was a hard-fought one for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We worked our butts off, and I'm glad we're taking the points lead home. That's the first time for us. There was 3 of us tied in the points when we got here, and I knew somebody was going to leave with it, and but I wasn't sure if it was us or one of them other guys because everybody's tough.
Well, me and Mitch have dubbed this the Swamp Monster, and this Frequent Flyer car has been a monster this year out here, already with 3 wins, as we mentioned before. And I got to know, you guys are going to make a strong push for this points title. And, we got Lions coming up next. I mean, you guys planning on being there too, I'm sure, with all your guns loaded.
Yeah, we're gonna make Lions, and everybody knows the car by the Swamp Monster. They don't know who drives it, but they know Swamp Monster. No, but that's cool. And yeah, we're gonna go to Lions and see what we can do. It's a long haul for us, but I think we got a car to work with, and we'll go give it a try.
Well, I know we appreciate your commitment here to the Southeast Gas. I know a lot of fans travel to see this car run, too, and to see you. Congratulations on your win today. A-Gas winner right here at Piedmont Dragway, Alan Gaulden.
Doing a P&G, a cubic inch verification on the entry of Billy Edwards and Larry Floyd, C-Gas champions at the Piedmont Southeast Gasser Association race. Billy is claiming 292 cubic inches, which gives him a weight crossing the scales of 2870. The calculation just came up with 291.2 cubic inches. So Billy's win is righteous. It stands. Ain't nobody can take that one away from him until we get to the next event. What is your thought on the fact that the Southeast Gassers Association uses such drastic measures to verify that it is a level playing field?
It's the right thing to do. I mean, it keeps the playing field level. I mean, that's exactly, it does what it's supposed to do.
And so you as a racer take comfort in the fact you know that if somebody says they've got 500 cubic inches or if they've got 100, you know that if they're a winning car with that combination, somewhere in there the Southeast Gassers Association Tech Department race directors are going to make them verify.
Exactly. Yep, it's the right thing to do.
Phil Robertson, the crew chief of the frequent flyer, the one I so lovingly call the Swamp Monster team, we've come over, we've verified your cubic inches that you claim in the A-Gas category. Obviously, y'all won today, you and driver Alan Gaulden. And so all we're doing is keeping that parity. Occasionally, if there is a car that is winning consistently, we check. But we also, today, we've checked all three winners of all three categories. What is your thoughts on the Southeast Gassers Association verifying these facts?
It needs to be done to keep everybody honest. I mean, we claim that it's 477 cubic inches from this engine, from the engine builder. We asked for certain dimensions in the engine. That's what it comes out to be. And it was just verified with the pump check that that's exactly what it is.
So in a organized type of racing, you feel that what we're doing needs to be done, it should be done. To me, that's the only way to say that this is a professional race and you have won a professional race.
Absolutely. It should be done.
And so there
keeps everybody honest.
And so therefore, that's another reason why we do it. We love getting these comments from these owners, drivers, and crew chiefs because I think it's unanimous to everybody. It may be a little bit troublesome, but it always proves the point.
Mitch Stott, what a day today at Piedmont Dragway. You know, in the opening, we talked about how the A-Gas title was really knotted up, and Alan Gaulden really separated himself today in that by winning here today.
That he did. The unique part of that, David, was Alan had just won a round, and he had just pulled up to do an interview with me, and at that exact time, Steve Davis was going through losing, lost that round, and I was able to tell him, you know, you just officially became the A-Gas points leader on that round in and of itself. So he got to close the day out with about a 2-point cushion, you know, so good job to him. I've also got to say, you know, Gabriel Burrell, great job on him going to the finals. He really drove a driver's race all day long. He was winning on hole shots, making up any deficit that his old hot rod may have in performance. He was doing it from a driver's standpoint. So I was really happy to see Gabriel get back to the finals. It's been a long while since he's been there. So good job, Gabriel Burrell. And then, you know, you go on and Tim Bailey, you know, he made it to the finals but didn't clinch it, but he still got a nice little pad, you know. So you got all these things going on out here that just made for a day of really exciting drag racing. And then you got the Todd Oden losing early in both classes. Talk about something that you just didn't expect to see. Josh Pruitt going back to the finals again. Good job on his part with the season they've had. So it was just a day of twist and turn. And all in all, I think you had a lot of deserving winners.
Well, I couldn't agree more, Mitch. It was a great day of racing. I'm glad to see everybody get here safely, get done with the racing safely. And if you don't mind, as we go out of here, I'll let you take us out.
That'd be my honor, David. Certainly would. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you in Jesus Christ's holy name, and yet again we share praise and thank you for all of the blessings you have bestowed upon us, not only just drag racing and our families, but this great nation. Just last week celebrating our independence, What a wonderful and generous place you have allowed us to be born and live in, dear God. We thank you so much. We ask for your prayers, we ask for your blessings, and we ask for your guidance on our President Donald Trump and all of the things that's on his agenda, dear God. We know that everyone may not agree with what we say, but we do know that this nation and this world needs your favor and it needs your blessings. Dear God, we ask and you pray that you will give everyone safe travels on their way home. In Jesus Christ's holy name we pray. Amen.
Gas 66.